Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Mavi, and today we're going to be talking about The Secret of Mana, the 2018 remake. This is my first impressions review series where I play the game either a couple of hours or I finish it fully. I show you some gameplay, I let you know what I think about the game, give you the good, the bad, and overall, is this game for you if you're looking into it? So, I have some notes down here. I wrote down a lot of stuff throughout my playthrough, and if you guys are interested, all of the gameplay that I'm showing today, it's taking from my Let's Play that I did on my Twitch, and I'm going to be uploading it on this channel, so there will be a link in the description to the playlist for The Secret of Mana if you want to watch my full playthrough, where, you know, I talk about a lot of this stuff too, but, you know, so you can see the whole game in full. So, whew. First of all, it was released in 1993, the original game for the Super Nintendo. Now, I never had it on my Super Nintendo, but a couple of years later I actually was able to play it on an emulator. I thought it was an amazing game. I never really finished it, however, and this new remake that came out, it was really hyped up. A lot of people were very excited. A lot of controversy though, and I'll go into that in a bit. It came out on the PS3, PS4, and PC Steam, which is the version that I am reviewing here. Now, it's not a remaster, so it's not like literally taking the game and just upgrading the sprites. This is a full remaster. I said it wasn't a remaster. It's a full remake with 3D models, voice acting, which is awesome. I'll talk about that in a bit, and some new music renditions along with some gameplay enhancements. So quickly, without crazy spoilers, going over just the basics of the story. It's a young boy that you can name. They all have their specific names, the main characters that is, but you can rename the people that you play. The sword talks to you, you find it, and it's like, hey, come pick me up. You are the chosen one. You're the chosen one, right? And then pretty much that's the Sword of Mana. That's like the first minute of the game. So you find the sword, pick it up, Sword of Mana, and your job is to restore the Mana Sword to its fullest to save the world. And there are a lot of people who want the power for themselves, yada yada. You get new allies. It's pretty much a straightforward story. It came out a while, 25 years ago. Yeah, it came out 25 years ago, so it's a pretty much straight story. So, and it has some upgraded gameplay. If you go to the official website or the Steam, they go, oh, enhanced features. I haven't really found too much of that. I think some of the things that I think they added was there's an autosave, which is very nice. You can also save in the ends manually like you would in the game, but there's some autosave stuff which helped out a lot. I'll talk about that later too. They added some DLC costumes, like some cat costumes, I guess, and you can now do some hotkeys, I believe. I'm not sure if that was in the original, but you can, I'm using an Xbox One control on the PC Steam, and you can set the hotkeys and do all of that stuff. Some stuff that I think that they should have added if they were going to upgrade this and make it modern so people could like it. There's no tooltip for items. It's very easy to figure out what they do, but it'd be nice if I hovered over a cup of wishes, or a walnut, or even a chocolate, and hover over or press a button. Like, I didn't know how much a candy actually heals you for 100. I don't know how much a chocolate heals you for. I don't know what a freaking radish does or whatever they do. I don't know. It doesn't tell you. So I wish there was tooltips. It's not that hard, right? And it'd be nice, but it usually doesn't happen in these old types of games. But in modern games this happens, but actually like changes your sprite or your 3D model when you equip new things like hats and armors and bracelets. One thing that they my mic's going crazy here. One thing that they did do, which is very welcome, is they have full 3D models for the different types of weapons when you upgrade them, which is awesome. So that's mostly the gameplay, nothing too crazy. Graphics, however, I love the models. They look absolutely awesome. However, it's polarizing. People are like, I miss the sprites. They look more modern. I miss the old anime aspect. I think this is good. It did not bother me whatsoever. It was actually when I first jumped in the world and started walking around, I thought to myself like, oh wow, this is a much pretty game. This is a cool, awesome reimagining of the world, even though it's the same layout and everything like that. And in the game, they even there's a mini map, and on the top right, it has like the sprites of the old game. It's really cool. I think this is a great game for people looking back to play this if they haven't played this for 10 years plus. It's a good thing to come back to. The audio now, it's amazing. Music is really awesome. They give you the option in the menu to swap between the new music renditions, remastered music, of course. And then you can switch over to the retro one if you'd like that. I did not switch to the retro one. If I want to play the retro one, I'll go play the retro one. I want to play the new one. I want to see what it's like. So I'm listening to the new music, and it's amazing. It's very awesome. Some music is off in some areas, though. Like, it just feels weird. Like, for instance, I went to like some sort of mushroom village, and you think the place would be a lot more serene, that it would be a lot calming. There's a lot of mushroom people just walking around, but here we got some heavy, like, rockish music, and I was like, this is really weird. And chat was like, yeah, this is weird for village and chat and stuff. And another thing that is very awesome is on the fly, whenever in the game, you could switch between, as long as you can access the menu, switch between Japanese and English audio. It was really interesting seeing the different characters talk in, different ways. It really changes the personalities of some of the NPCs. And speaking of NPCs, it seems like every NPC in the game, if they have dialogue, it's voice acting. And I was actually surprised. Because I'm way used to playing old retro games, or just games in general, and a lot of people, like, I let's play, and I want people to see the dialogue, so I read out the dialogue, and I'm kind of sick of that. So I'm glad, like, this had it reading. All I have to do is press a button, and they all read it all. So it's actually cool. The main characters all have voices too, but obviously they don't say their own names. I think one awesome cool touch that they should have done was, because everyone has dialogue, people say names. The main character's real name is Randi. The secondary main character, the second and third characters are Popoi and Primm, right? Those are their real in-game names, like lore names, but you can name them whatever. I think what they should have done was, because everything is voice acted, if someone, someone addresses the main character, they go blah 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 Randi. I think it would have been really awesome. Like why couldn't they do that? That would have been so cool. So that's the overall, like, new things and / old things about this remake. Now I want to give you my thoughts about the bugs and issues and things that I've encountered. So a lot of mixed reviews on Steam. I think it's mostly positive, but then there are a lot of reviews. I read some good reviews and bad reviews, and I disagreed with some, but I agreed with some. First of all, crashes. Yeah, a lot of the bad reviews have to do with some crashes. That's where the autosave feature really came in to help with me. I only crashed one time, and that was when I was entering the haunted forest to fight the witch. It crashed, and I thought, oh my god, I really hope it doesn't crash again in that same place. I walked around, it didn't, but luckily we had an autosave there and stuff like that. A lot of people are saying they were crashing in lots of other different places as well. I'm not sure what the problem is there. It's not like this game is a port of anything, unless they, unless they just release it on the PS3 and PS4, and they're like, just take the code and put it on there. Like, just put it on there on the PC version. Who knows? And another, like, review / thing that people didn't like is they did not do enough to change the game. It's like, what do you want them to do? It's a remake. It's not a sequel or anything like that. I think people are getting a little too harsh on it. I mean, it's a remake of a 25-year-old game. At least it's not a crappy, like, one-to-one port. Like, recently they just came out with Chrono Trigger. I was really excited when it came to Steam. We could all play it on emulators, whatever, but I was excited when it came to Steam. I was like, oh, is it gonna have new features? Is it gonna look better, at least a little bit? But no, it was a crappy port of the mobile version, and it has very negative reviews. People hate it. It's gone. Very dumb. Very, very, very dumb. So, the Secret of Mana remake. Is it for you? Well, hopefully out of this review you can get a good idea on whether or not you'd like to play this. Now, I'm currently about 5 hours, I want to say 5 to 6 hours in my playthrough. If you want to watch me do the whole thing, like I said, I'm going to be uploading it in very long parts here on my YouTube channel so people can get through it and just enjoy the game in general. So let me know what you guys think down below. Are you going to get it yourself? Are you not interested? Have you played this game before? And if you do, what's your thoughts about the remake? Is it enough? Are you going to play it? Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.